Okay, so let's talk about coding challenges. In order, look, let me explain something to you about the real world of iOS mobile development and getting a job in the real world. Performing well at a coding challenge is the number one way to get the competitive advantage. And that's the reality. Of course, you should have work experience, references, um, an understanding of what is going on at the company. But I'm going to tell you, they give you a coding challenge. From personal experience, I know that it's probably going to supersede everything else. You do well in the coding challenge, they'll make allowances for other things. You don't perform well in the coding challenges, you could bring in good references, um, maybe a little more work history. They don't care. You can even bring in a good portfolio. It's not enough. You've got to show them, if they present you with a coding challenge, you got to show them these are things they think that you should be able to do off the top of your head. And maybe they're probably right. So you come in and knock out a coding challenge exceptionally well, you're probably in there. I'm teaching people how to beat the coding challenges. And this is very low level. This is kind of like your entry into the coding challenge world. But the stuff that I'm going to go over, maybe in the big picture, it's not that hard, it's not that sophisticated. But you master these skills, you can beat most coding challenges. And you will be in the door to get that job at companies that pay well. You know, and I imagine some people who are looking to get into the mobile development space. I imagine many of you might not make that much, 30, 40, 50,000 a year, right? You dominate coding challenges right here. On the low end, you can add 65 an hour on the low end. So 65, no problem. Some of us, let's be honest, some of us haven't even seen 20 an hour. So just want to do that. A prerequisite for this is, of course, you should have some understanding of control structures, even though I'm going to explain it. But it helps if you've kind of done it before, because you're going to have to hit the ground running here and in the future. But I am going to walk through these examples, and all you really need to do is don't worry about opening a project. Open up an Xcode program. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to go here, go to your file, new, playground, not project, playground. Pick this one, the blank. We'll say I'll leave it my playground, okay? And let's create a new folder. We'll call it playgrounds. Okay. And we'll create my playground in there. Okay. Now you have your first playground. All right. After this, we're going to get into some of our coding challenges and on to the next.